I got a pretty awesome trip coming up here in the next week. I'm actually going to Norway as part of the Norwegian Soldier Exchange, where I get to go to Norway and train with their soldiers. So one of the things that they recommend for us is to bring a gift, something that's unique, you know, not something you're just going to buy off of Amazon and bring over there, but something that's unique to Minnesota. It's a Minnesota Soldier Exchange. We only take soldiers from Minnesota National Guard. So they want it to be something unique, something personal, something cool that they can't just get in Norway. And I thought, like, I'm going over it, like, what do I want to bring? What do I want to bring? And then it kind of hit me, like, you can make something so unique that'll be one of one. And that's a blade. So I've got some really good spring steel here that I actually used to make my chopper knife that I made a couple of videos ago. So I'm going to make something very similar to that. That way it's heartfelt, hand forged, my intentions going into it. And whether the host family or a soldier that is kind of like my mentor over there gets it, it's something very unique that can only come from me, that they can't go and buy online, anything like that. So I thought it was a really cool idea. But the issue is I don't have a whole lot of coke. I don't got a lot of coal left. So we're going to throw this in there, get it started, and I'm at least going to get the flat shape done up and try to crank this out. I don't have a lot of time before I got to go, but I don't want it to be crappy either. So with that said, let's jump right into it, guys. All right, guys, well, that's heating up. I'll actually go over a little bit more about what Norex actually is. Just so you know, I will film it as much of it as I can. It is still a military training operation. So there's going to be stuff that I can't film, but we were told we can film, we can record, we can take pictures, things like that. We just can't post anything while we're there, obviously. This video is probably going to come out well after I come back from it anyways. So, Norex, it's been around for a very long time. I believe like 53 years or 58 years, somewhere in there. And basically we take 100 Norwegian soldiers, bring them to Minnesota to train with Minnesota Army National Guard. And we take 100 Minnesota Army National Guard soldiers, send them over to Norway to train with the Norwegian Home Guard, which is like their National Guard in a sense. We get to do a bunch of cool winter warfare, survival training, things like that. We go ski up through the mountains for 4 days, possibly 8 days this time around. And we camp outside, we camp in the big, like, communal tents, and we do individual snow caves, as long as they have enough snow. We do the snow caves, we learn how to fight in winter, how to fight on skis, and just spend time in nature, really. And it's super cool, especially for me. If you guys don't know, I'm Norse pagan, so, like, going to Norway and spending 8 days out in the mountains as a warrior is like, no, my dream come true. So I'm super geeked about it. I'm super excited about it. It's also one of the most sought after training activities in the Minnesota National Guard. So I am so happy that I get to go there and do this. For me spiritually, for me personally, for me developmentally, it's huge. It's huge for me. So like I said, I will film as much as I can. Those videos, I'm gonna put a lot of effort into them. So they might not come out like right when I get back. Also with that said, there's gonna be a couple weeks where you don't get any videos. I'm sorry, but we're not gonna have internet access. We're not gonna have computers. It's gonna be hard to have our phones, to be honest with you. So, you probably have about 2 weeks with no videos, and then those videos will come out, but I wanna make sure they're really good. They're really cinematic, really capture what it's like to be in Norway at that moment in time and what we're doing. So I'm gonna try really, really hard on those videos. But this bad girl is very cold, and I can't find my hammerhead that I use as my heating scrap. So we're gonna lose a lot of heat really fast. It's probably gonna be a lot of heats to get this thing worked out. So set you guys down, start pounding on some steel. I got the flat shaped out here. I don't know if you guys saw, I'm a little upset. I got distracted, left the almost finished product in the forge for too long, and melted it right in the middle of the blade. So the blade initially was about this long, and I melted it right here. So I had to chop it, try to reform it as best I could to get a decent little chopper out of it, because I wanted it longer. I wanted it like, I think I did 5 inches of raw steel, so it was closer to like 8.5 inches to 9 inches of blade length. And I messed it up. I'm so upset with myself. We're back out here for day 2 of working on the knife. So we got the flat forged out from a piece of our hexagon stock. It's an old pry bar. It's actually really good spring steel. So it's got good rebound, got good carbon content to it, which is nice too. But now I need to get the rough grind and profile of this done before going out and heat treating it, or normalizing it, I should say, quenching it, and then heat treating it and getting the handles done. So it shouldn't take too much work, because like I said, I've got most of the forging done. I need to come up in here, take quite a bit of this out so it's more of a flat angle, flatten down my top here. But it feels really good. The grip feels good. It feels good height. Obviously got to work on the width of it, but I'm excited to get this thing going and see what we can do for getting a good profile. I'm actually going to draw it out before I just go and start grinding it all to bits and pieces, because I think that's been my mistake on the last couple of knives here. Proper planning. I'm not going to finish the rest of that phrase. Sweet! So I'm really proud with how this is turning out. This is definitely my best knife yet so far, knock on wood. But, ooh, it's still toasty. I got the bevels ground in on it. I got my shape for my handle. I put my notches in there first. I really hope it doesn't crack right here. I'm gonna be super bummed out if it does. I think we'll be okay, but I'm really proud with this knife. This is turning out very good. Mind you guys, this started from this. This started as this, and it's turning into this. Nice, flat, even, symmetrical, ground bevels, whatever this thing is, guard for your finger. The handle is gonna start like right here, so we'll have a little bit in there, but I'm super, super happy with this. With that being said, it's time to go out into the forge and normalize this, quench it. I am not going to quench the handle. I am just going to quench the blade. That is it. I don't want to risk cracking this at all, so I'm not going to quench that. So from here forward is what I'm going to quench. Well, we got her done. She's looking pretty good. Obviously, it's still covered in oil and dirty and everything like that, but I'm real happy with it. And like, what an awesome vibe tonight. It's chilly out, the sun's down, I got my little lights on. I got this guy on too. That's my little temporary work light for when it gets really dark, because it gets really dark. So like, the camera lightens everything up, but it makes it very hard to see. So I'll leave that guy on when I'm not just vibing to the dark little forged feeling. So we're gonna let this cool down, and then we will temper it tonight still. And I found my hammerhead that I was looking for. It was in there. It was frozen inside of it. So I'm gonna pull those out, set them back in the fire so that they get all the oil and stuff off of them. But yeah, I'm very, 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 very happy with the way this is turning out. Like, so excited. Because like it's getting colder out here. But I got the finished grind done. Got my bevels established. Ended up doing a little bit more of a tanto point. I like the way it looked way more. Gives it a nice little pokey end. But yeah, I got the bevels pretty well reestablished. It's a really high bevel, which is what I wanted, because it's more of like a hunter's knife, if that makes sense. But now I'm going to get the scales made up. I already got them cut, but I got to get them made up here and then shaped up, and then we'll get them epoxied on and do the final shaping and stuff like that. So get this done and see you after the handles are shaped. Well, I am absolutely filthy, but I got the scales rough sanded. I'm gonna go inside, glue the scales, well, epoxy the scales onto here, and let it dry, and then do some hand sanding. All right, we got the knife done. Mind you, I could do a ton more sanding on this, hand sanding on this, and really get a lot of those, like, I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera, hopefully it does, but there's a lot of sanding marks, scuff marks on it still that, I mean, it's there. It is polished, it's nice, it's extremely sharp. But I also, like, it's a bush knife. It's not meant to be this perfectly polished, clean, crystal clear knife. Like, it's really sharp, it's durable, it's got a nice thick spine on it, and it's just a good looking bush knife. So, good enough for there. Definitely good enough as a giveaway present to the Norwegians, if I even decide to give this one away. I might keep this one and give away the other chopper that I made, but I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I like the handle profile on it. It's really sleek, it's really slim, and like I was worried about this right here because the wood didn't go all the way to the edge of that. Kind of messed that up, but it actually ends up fitting better in your hand without that, because inside of your knuckle right here, or inside of your finger, perfectly forms around that and creates a much tighter grip, and it gives your finger a little somewhere to grip. I don't know, just it feels really good in your hand. So I went with the same red oak, did a burn on it, sealed everything, blade and handle all in beeswax so that it's food safe. But yeah, I'm super, super happy with the way this one turned out. Definitely my best knife to date. I didn't drill a hole back here yet. I'll get that done eventually here, whatever, so that you can put like some kind of cordage in there. But best knife to date by far. One I'm most happy with. Like, I could totally be a perfectionist and go through and resand all of this, get it down, get it absolutely perfect, but I'm not gonna do that because, like I said, it's a bush knife. So very, very happy with the way that this turned out. And now we're gonna make a sheath for it. It's late, I'm tired, but it's done. Got the sheath made up, got the belt loop on there with a nice little design, and I did a little point on it. I went with the lighter stitching so you could see it more. Obviously, like, not a superb sheath. I think this is my second sheath that I've ever made, but it works out really good. And I put it so that when you pull it, it's got a button on it too. When you pull it, it pulls this way, and then it just latches back shut. But there she is in all her glory. Man, this was a project. It was a fun one. It was definitely a lot more like changing of plans than I thought it was going to be. Ended with something completely different than what I started with. But that's fine. It still looks phenomenal. I'm still very, very, very happy with this blade. And it's sharp. It's really sharp. It cut all my leather for me. It cut all the paper for me. And it just looks good. Like, I am really, really happy with the way that this turned out. I don't know if I want to give this one away. Well, guys, it's late. I'm tired. It's a school day tomorrow, but I'm glad I got this done. It's definitely, you know, continuing to get better as we go on, and it's definitely the best one that I've made so far. I know what improvements I need to make. I know what needs to get better for next time, and we'll see. We'll see if those Norwegians deserve this or not. So if you guys liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll keep more content coming. Like I said, I got a little break here, so make sure to subscribe. Turn those notifications on so you can see when those videos come out when I get back from Norway. Like I said, it's going to be a little different pace, and I'm going to record as much as I possibly can. So those ones are going to take a minute. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn the notifications on, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.